Welcome back to another live here at Consent Parenting. I'm Rosalia Rivera. I'm excited that you're here for this week's book review. I love doing book reviews because these are amazing tools that you can use to start teaching and empowering the kids in your life about body safety, boundaries, and consent. So, welcome. I'm excited that you're here. If you're watching live, please say hello. And if you're watching on the replay, let me know that you were here and hashtag replay in the comments so that I know you joined me. So, if you are new, however, I just want to give you a quick intro. I'm Rosalia Rivera. I am the founder of Consent Parenting, which is my online platform to teach parents how to talk to their kids, how to educate them about these really important topics of body safety, boundaries, consent, and abuse prevention so that they can prevent abuse, so that you can prevent abuse, so that you can start creating consent culture in your home. So welcome. I'm thrilled that you're here. And today we're doing a book review about C is for Consent. This is one of my favorite books, particularly for ages 2 to 6. It's a fantastic book to start the conversation of consent, to educate kids on what it is. And if you can see, I don't know if you can tell, but this book is a little bit tattered because we've used it quite a bit in our home. And I love so many things about this book. So I'm going to talk to you today about why I recommend this book, what you can find in it, and what it is appropriate for in terms of age groups. Now, as I just mentioned, of course, it's ages 2 to 6, but that doesn't mean that if you haven't had these conversations and your child is 7, that you can't use this book. One of the things that you'll notice right away is that it is a board book. So this is a really great book that kids can tangibly hold. It's small in size. So it's really great for little hands to grab and look through. And this is a book that you're definitely going to want to read. So if you have early readers, there might be some words that are a little bit hard for them to sound out. So if you're trying to go for a book that they can read themselves, I would say that would be where you could say a 6 or 7-year-old could read it on their own, and it still applies. So for a younger child, 2 to 5, you can certainly read this. It could be part of story time. It has some really great examples of how you can practice consent and what really consent means. So when you're talking to your child about what consent is, which really is the permission that needs to be asked for a physical contact or engagement, this gives you some really great examples of what those situations can be. So as an example here, this is where they have a gathering. So this is, it says it's time for a party with family and friends, right? So it gives you lots of different scenarios with gatherings, which is typically where you can use these examples of, consent situations, and they give you some other ones. What I wanted to also point out is that I love the diversity in this book. It doesn't just show ethnic diversity, but also types of different abilities and different bodies. So, and different family structures as well. So I really loved the way that this was laid out for that reason too. But here's an example. It says, Grandma wants a hug, but Finn isn't in the mood. That's okay, says Dad. You don't have to give hugs if you don't want to. So again, reinforcing the ideas that you're teaching in your home about the fact that you have a right to choose how you want to give or receive affection. And it is, something that has to be requested. And the dad in this particular situation is giving the child the reminder. He's being an advocate, right? So this is a really great example of how parents can also model. So if you're not sure how to say these things, this is a really great reminder and gives you a little bit of a script for how to do that. So that's another reason why I love this book, is that it gives the scenario both to the child and to the parent. So if you're not sure how to phrase those things, you can use some of the language here. So here's another situation where you have mom, the child, and grandpa leans down to kiss Finn, but mom says, please ask for consent first. So this is where you would intervene, right? So if there's someone who isn't really aware of the rules, they haven't really been educated, or they're just going in for that hug or a kiss, this is where you can see how a parent can step in. Grandpa asks, "May I kiss you on the cheek?" Finn replies, yes, you may. So again, different scenarios, right? So I'm not going to go through every page, but there's lots of different scenarios here, including things like gifts and different kinds of options of how you can greet, right? So lots of different scenarios, as well as with kids, right? So this includes not just adults, but kids as well. And that's a really important reminder that it isn't just about adults, but also for kids. So in the back, what I love is that it says discussion questions for older kids. So again, that's why I was saying for older kids, this book does also still apply. You can ask questions. What is consent? What are examples of consent from this story? Who should you ask before giving a hug or a kiss? What kinds of touch do you like? What kinds of touch do you not like? So these are really, I mean, there's lots more questions here. This really does go a little bit more in depth for older kids as well, but it's great for younger kids in terms of really giving those tangible examples, some visuals that are very clear. Again, the diversity in the book is great. It's just a thumbs up. I highly recommend this book be part of your abuse prevention library to really help kids understand the concept of consent. So I would love to hear from you what you think. Are you going to pick this book up? Is it something that you're going to add to your library? And of course, if you have any questions, please post them. Jessica Butler says, I've seen this book at the Sheldon, Iowa Library. Fantastic. And I love hearing that. I love hearing when libraries do carry these books. If you are interested in some more book recommendations and books that you can request that your library bring in, you can head over to my website, consentparenting.com, and I will also link it here. There is a free PDF book list that you can download. It's broken up, my book recommendations, broken up by age groups, and this is definitely one of the books that's in that list. So if you want more recommendations, head over. Again, I'll put that link here so that you can click and download that for free right away. You can even bring that list to your local library and ask them, are there any of these books that you either have already or can you bring them in? This helps to create consent culture, not just for you and your home, but for your community as well. So I'd love to hear your feedback. Be sure to post it here, or you can contact me directly. I'm also on Instagram. You can DM me there as well, or through any of my other channels. It's great to see you here. Thanks for tuning in today, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.